Oh my goodness, here we go. I thought I heard the last of that before Christmas. All right, so in the article on foxnews.com, we have some comments from the president. And he said, quote, "We have gone above and beyond what was requested by the very Republicans who said they supported broader reform as long as we got serious about enforcement. But even though we've answered those concerns, I got to say I suspect there are still going to be some who are trying to move the goalposts one more time." Quote, "Maybe they'll need a moat," he said, laughing. Everyone's laughing, having a good time. "Maybe they'll want alligators in the moat." What did you think of that moment, Richard? And then, David, you respond.
I think the president was making humor at the fact that the Republicans, like he said, keep moving the goalpost on border security and immigration. These are the same individuals that in the H.R. 1 plan proposed by Tim Ryan wanted to cut funding to the FBI that was investigating drug cartels that are happening at the border. What the president is saying is that we're increasing border security. We're continuing to build the fence, which is what they advocated for. This is what they passed in legislation. They wanted to build a fence. The president has not only built a fence, but he's quadrupled our amount of border security officers on the border. And, you know, basically it's laughable that the Republicans want more after the president's doing everything they passed and the legislation they passed under the Bush administration.
Okay, and I'm going to take it to David. Representative Lamar Smith from Texas, chairman of the Judiciary Committee, said, quote, "It is ironic that President Obama would travel so close to the border and still be so far from reality." Everybody's humorous. "It is clear President Obama is in full campaign mode, but his words do not match his record. He continues to ignore the facts." That's a criticism from the right.
Yeah, I was listening to a fellow on Fox who was a sheriff right on the border from Arizona, and it's the busiest border crossing area in America. Unfortunately, it's all illegal. He's interdicted like 250,000 people in the last year, and the estimates are 500,000 or more have gotten through anyway. I mean, that's very porous. Even the federal government's own estimates say that only 40% of the border is sort of fenced in any way, shape, or form, and they're talking about in defining it that they have a chance to respond, not that they're like able to just stop me as like I'm coming over the border from Niagara Falls, Canada. Boy, they stop me pretty well each time there. But in terms of, I'm backed up for hours, and I better have the passport. But here you've got a situation where, in fact, the border is quite porous. You've got a McCain-Kyle plan to double fence the border because the thing is not effective, because you have literally rape trees on the border, because you have spotters for drug cartels at the border. It's still a very serious situation. Very serious. Yeah, well, we've got a lot of chatter about this here on our live chat, which we encourage you to join in on. Have your say. Log into your favorite social media network. You can join the discussion: Facebook, Twitter, Yahoo, or Google. We're everywhere. People are upset. Tony says, if you bail, the terrorists will win. Ken says, secure the border, and the law will take care of those that are illegal. So anyway, people just didn't think it was a very serious political speech for a serious issue that, warrants serious discussion. Now, they are going to push the DreamAct, like Richard said. And Illinois Senator Dick Durbin, who is the #2 Democrat in the Senate, he's going to introduce that new act, the new bill, on Wednesday. And Representative Howard Berman of California is going to file a companion measure. But, Richard, isn't the reality of the situation that this is going nowhere without Republican support? So is this sort of a pipe dream?
That's a problem. That's a problem, Kimberly, that it's going nowhere without Republican support. The Democrats have been willing to push forward the DREAM Act. They pushed forward in the last Congress. Mind you, the DREAM Act is a Republican ideal that's endorsed by George W. Bush himself. So the DREAM Act is something that, the people and the dreamers out there truly need so they can fulfill the American dream. And we're blocking that. Whether or not it passes or not, I hope it does. I think it might. There's a good possibility that it passes the Senate. Will it pass John Boehner's House? I don't think so, which shows the problem and shows the distinction between Democrats and Republicans once again. Democrats are willing to look out for those individuals fighting to pursue the American dreams, and the Republicans just aren't. We need bipartisanship to pass real immigration reform, whatever that immigration reform comes in. The president has been very clear, as well as so has Senate Democrats and House Democrats, that they're willing to negotiate on different issues. They're willing to consider the Kyle McCain plan if the Republicans are willing to say, we need to have some sort of comprehensive immigration reform.